In this third short video, I'm going to show my favorite feature of Nwazet Nutshell, which is the loops. You can actually create loops and put objects inside of these loops. So here I'm using a line and I'm modifying one of the coordinates of that line to depend on the loop parameter, which is I here. So x is 50 plus I, and now I can modify the loop, say how many iterations I have, and I can see the drawing reacting instantly to those changes. I can move how far the loop goes, where it begins, change the step on each iteration, and I can also change the expression. And those parts that don't depend on an expression can still be grabbed using the mouse and moved around and in real time, still generating code as we go. And I think this is a pretty spectacular feature that is definitely very useful. For example, if you wanted to draw a grid on the screen, that would be very easy to do. So let's delete this line and replace it with a circle. So that's also quite fun to do, and I can still move all those circles that are inside of the loop in one operation by just dragging the center of all those circles together. So here it's the radius that I'm going to make dependent on the loop counter. So here it's 59 plus I. I'm going to add a multiplier in here, I times 3, and I'm getting all those circles, and I can still modify the steps, where the loop begins, how far it goes, just using the mouse. And even though I have an expression in there, the center of the circle is still static. I can still move it around if I want to. So let's delete this and do something even more fun. Let's do a loop inside of a loop. So here we'll have a horizontal loop and a vertical counter loop. Let's add a circle inside of that nested double loop and make the center of the circle depend for coordinate x on the outer loop and for coordinate y on the inner loop. So x is 40 plus I times 10, y is 40 plus j times 8. And I can still modify the radius here because it's not an expression. I can still drag it around and modify it, and I can modify the number of steps as I was doing before. And also modify the range of the loops, and everything still reacts in real time and gives me immediate feedback on my changes. That's pretty much it for loops. You can probably see how powerful that feature is and how rich it is in generating complex drawings and designs.